What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today we've got the remaining 14 games of our FUT Champs run. It's going to be a bumper episode, it's quite long, it's going to be about 40 minutes long I believe. So sit back, relax and enjoy. We've got a lot to talk about today, some great questions, something I want to talk about from Reddit. I want to talk about the skill moves and weak foot upgrades, and I just want to first of all guys, I want to say thank you for being here. Drop a thumbs up on the video, that would be much appreciated. Second of all, I want to say the last couple of days, most specifically in the comment section, I've been seeing a lot of like attacks, like banter comments attacking other YouTubers, and also a lot of just generally vulgar comments in the comment section. Like, I understand why, like, people are trying to be funny, they want that reaction, they want to be read out in the video. Like, we're better than that, dudes. You know, attacking other YouTubers for their physical appearance, that's just not okay. And if I see it in the comment section, you will just be banned from the channel. And the vulgar comments, like the sexualized vulgarities, like, they will just be removed. But if I see you constantly doing it, I will also ban you from the channel. As a community, like, I feel like we've built up something pretty special on this channel as a community. I feel like we get into the nitty-gritty of FIFA and Ultimate Team, and at times life and the lessons with life, and let's not like ruin that by turning the comment section into the comment section of a typical YouTuber's channel, because otherwise it will begin the demise. As much as this is like my content and my channel, this channel specifically is very much driven by the viewers and their interaction with me in the comment section. I can't do this channel, I can't be this successful on this channel without the input of you guys. So let's try and keep it civil in the comment section, boys. And if you do see any vulgarities or any abuse or hate speech, just report the comment. It gets put into a special folder for me to see, where it goes into like hidden comments, and I can then decide whether or not the comment should be removed or approved, and I will be doing so. So first things first, guys, skill moves and weak foot upgrades are live. Yes indeed. Heung-min Son is now 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. Daniel Sturridge is now back up to a 4-star skill moves. We've got Ousmane Dembele is now 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot. We have got Lacazette is now 4-star, 4-star. Serge Gnabry has been upgraded to a 4-star skill moves. There's a few as well, but the main ones, I might have missed one or two out here. I think the main ones are Dembele going to 5-star, 5-star. Son going to 5-star, 4-star, Lacazette going to 4-star, 4-star, and Sturridge going up to 4-star skill moves. What does this mean? I actually saw a thread on Reddit about what the weak foot means. The weak foot, each star of the weak foot indicates 20% of the player's ability on that weak foot. So if somebody has 99 shooting, which is effectively 100, and they have a 5-star weak foot, they get the same 99 shooting on both feet. If they have 4-star weak foot, they would get 80 shooting on their weak foot. If they have 3-star, they would get 60, 2-star, they would get 40, and 1-star, they would get 20. Which is why, most notably, specifically in FUT Champs, 4-star weak foot is kind of a bare minimum that you need, specifically for attackers and attacking midfielders. For defenders and for creative, or like kind of defensive-minded creating midfielders, a 3-star weak foot is quite sufficient. I don't particularly like a 2-star weak foot, but you know what's really weird and very hypocritical of me personally is I've played with Raheem Sterling a lot, and his 2-star weak foot doesn't seem to bother me, yet I will not play with my Red Depay because of his 2-star weak foot. How crazy is that? I don't know why I do that. What this means, though, going forwards, is that Heung-min Son is now a meta player. Son was a great player, especially his striker cards, because of his incredibly well-rounded stats and his 5-star weak foot, in a league that is bereft of 5-star weak foot players. Who have we got? Like, most notably off the top of my head, there is Christian Eriksen and Heung-min Son. I'm sure there are a few others. I'm sure there's like another midfielder or two, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So to now have Son with that 5-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves, it makes him a very, very meta player. Great pace, especially his like high rated cards, especially the 88 left mid, because now at left forward, for just 200,000 coins or 270,000 coins or something, what he is right now, you can get that 88 left forward Son. Oh my god, like, that's very cheap for a player who is utterly insatiable, like, just incredible. So yeah, the skill moves and weak foot upgrades are here. Lacazette is another interesting one now, because Lacazette has been one of my favourite players throughout this year. One of the reasons why I've not used him much recently is because of chemistry issues, and this is something we're going to talk about today that I actually put on Reddit. Yeah, but chemistry issues do. So chemistry issues basically don't allow me to use Lacazette in a fashion that would help me play the game. I'm hindered with the people that I can use because of the people that I have to use. You know, it's stupid. And on that note, moving on from the skill moves and weak foot stuff, I made a thread on Reddit today just talking about chemistry, not looking at how it works, where the boosts come from or anything like that, just talking about the bottom line, the ins and outs of chemistry. And what I thought about and what I find to be weird is that people just blindly accept chemistry. Some people think chemistry is very important, and some people, like myself personally, I think chemistry should just be removed from the game. I don't think it serves any purpose in the game, let alone if there's no chemistry removed. I think there should be a chemistry system in place whereby if I play 100 games with Lacazette and Heung-min Son, they should generate a bond between each other because they played so many games. So I think the chemistry system needs to be reworked or removed. But the way it currently works, and I'll use the examples actually that I used on Reddit. Let me get my my thread up here, because I think they're very, very valuable, like, thoughts. Do you know what I mean? I think there is a very valuable thought process. So what EA are saying is, for example, Ibrahimovic, you can start him at striker in a 10 chem in a Premiership team, and that's fine. But if you have Ibrahimovic on the bench and sub him in to a Premiership team, he now only gets 6.25 chemistry. So he gets penalised for being a substitute in the same team, which initially I don't think is fair or correct. But David Villa, you can put David Villa in a team full of Spanish players that he has never ever played with, and he will get 10 chemistry. You can also put David Villa in a team full of non-Spanish players that he has played with before in his career, and he will only get 4 chemistry. So what you're saying is David Villa, just because they were from the same nation, they can just play better together, which I don't agree with. I don't think is correct. You can get Sadio Mane in a full Arsenal team in Ultimate Team, and he will get 10 chemistry, in spite of the fact that he's never played with any of them. But you cannot get Messi in a full Arsenal team with 10 chemistry, also in spite of the fact that he's never played with any of them. Okay, he's played with Alexis Sanchez before, but this season, for FIFA 17, both Mane and Messi have not played with any of the Arsenal players, yet one of them can get perfect chemistry in the team and one of them can't. Why? Why do we blindly accept that what you're saying is that Chris Smalling and Mustafi can play together perfectly because they just play in the same league. How idiotic is that? That's not a chemistry system that makes sense. Like, and so in terms of players like Martial and stuff, not Martial, Lacazette and Jonas and Eto'o and your Lucas Podolskis, these players get isolated from the game because you're forced to use different players for chemistry boosts. And I don't think that's very, very good or very fair. So my proposal would be to remove chemistry altogether. And some people say if you remove chemistry altogether, you're just gonna get the same OP squad over and over again. And whilst you may well get a lot of people that just build the meta squads and play with them, how is that much different to what we get right now? Right now, there are already meta squads. There are meta players out there that everyone has all the time. How is it different? At least if you have no chemistry, there is chances that you will come up against far more creative, far more fun teams, just because players can actually use the players that they have in their club. I know for sure, if there were no chemistry restrictions, I would not be playing with the team that I'm playing with now. We tried to play with a fun team, but and we actually did one weekend league with the fun team where we had a lot of fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and we ended up getting 29 wins. But the problem with it is that there's just, in the back of my mind, I sit there, and although like I can play Lacazette on 4 chemistry, and I played Jonas on 4 chemistry, and I played that Suarez card on 5 chemistry, and the Torres on 8 chemistry, and then Nainggolan on 4 chemistry, and I sit there and I think, yeah, I'm okay with this, but then in the back of my mind, there's just that niggling thing that says, get him on 10 chemistry. That extra boost, you need that extra boost. And it just, my OCD just forces me to eventually change back to a meta BPL team or a meta Liga Santander team or a meta Calcio A team, and not actually allow me to express myself with the players that I want to use. Of course, we can use divisions and daily knockouts to use the fun teams, but I want to play with the players that I've got. I really want to play Jonas in at cam. I would love to play Jonas in my centre midfield, and I just can't do it because it just ruins the overall chemistry for the team and the individual chemistry for a lot of the players. So I'm unable to play a guy that I thoroughly enjoy, which is just, it just sucks. And the same as Al Sommer. Al Sommer has almost no really good players to link to this year because of the league he's from and the nation he's from. Obviously, there are some decent players you can link to him, but in general, there aren't many that are there, which means if you want to play with Al Sommer, you are absolutely forced to either use him as a sub, or you are forced to use him in a very specific team designed around him. I don't want to build a team around a guy just for the sake of one player. I want to just be able to use that player without question. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. But anyway, that's my thoughts. We've talked about chemistry before. I just wanted to discuss again the fact that, mentally for me, it's just crazy to me that Chris Smalling and Cesc Fabregas get a link together where they boost each other, but Cesc Fabregas and Jeremy Mathieu don't, who also played together. You know what I mean? It's just weird to me. Anyway, Alex says, "Hey Nep, hey Alex. I know you have been struggling to find a perfect right forward for your team, so I'd suggest using the 87 rated Arnautovic in form. With the Hunter Chem style, he's amazing with pace and shooting, with all the other stats at a minimum of 87 VAR defending. He's also 6'4", has 4-star, and because he can play in midfield, he gives you more options when changing formation in game. Hope you consider this, love the content." Yeah, and thank you, dude. I have looked at the Arnaut, obviously, but what's really weird, and this is where my stubbornness to not use players outside of what I already have in the club is coming into play again. I have looked at the 87 on Arnautovic, and he does have a fantastic card, and he most likely would play very well for me down that right forward slot. And as you say, when I change formations in game, because I start with the 4-3-2-1, sometimes I switch to the 4-2-3-1 narrow, and sometimes I switch to the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, depending on the situation in the game. And he does offer a lot. You can play him on the wings, you can play him up front, you can play him in a cam. He gives a really a good kind of well-rounded base for you to use him. The problem is I have the 86 Arnautovic, and yes, it's a left forward, but I find it difficult to justify spending the money on the 87 Arnautovic when I have the 86 Arnautovic, and I have so many good right wingers. And yeah, I am struggling to find the right winger. I've enjoyed Sterling again this past week, and I've actually enjoyed Walcott over time. So I think this weekend league coming, I might choose one of them again. But if Arnautovic's price is decent, let me have a look at what it is now anyway. If it's less than, say, 100,000 coins, I might be interested to pick him up for a while just to test him out. So he's 94,000 coins. That's not bad. That isn't bad, and that is a really good card actually. And when we look at his positions and put a Hunter Chem star on him, he actually goes to a 92 rated right forward or a 93 rated striker. That is pretty exceptional. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely interested to potentially pick him up for 94,000 coins. You know, obviously my aim right now is to protect my investments and my club for team of the season. Interestingly enough, you'll see in the next episode, I made a lot of money off of the skill move upgrades, and I bought and sold into the hype. As soon as I saw the skill moves announced, I went and bought a Heung-min Son for like 270 or 280, I can't remember which, you'll see it in the video tomorrow, and I sold him for 350. A lot of people didn't believe me that the skill moves were out because you had to restart FIFA to get the squad update. So I said to people, Son's upgraded skill moves, and the market wasn't shifting. I was like, why is no one buying these Heung-min Sons? So I looked, and people would say, you're lying, mine's still 3-star. And I was like, wow, people literally don't realise that the upgrades are there because they have to restart FIFA. Like, you can't just back out of Ultimate Team and go in. You had to restart the game completely to get the upgrades. So I thought, okay, let me try and cash in here. So I went and bought a Daniel Sturridge for his market price at the time. I went and bought ones to watch Ousmane Dembele, and I bought a Heung-min Son 88 card, and I made about 200,000 coins on flipping them. And as expected, because a lot of people were expecting these skill move upgrades because the leak a few weeks ago, eventually everyone realised, oh crap, the skill move upgrades are out. Everyone that made their investments started dumping them, and the player prices came back down. They're still a little bit higher than they were, about 10 or 15% higher than they were. But I managed to buy and sell at a premium, which is great. Well, I mean, I managed to buy low and sell them at a premium, which I'm very, very happy with. So I made some good money off of the skill move week for upgrades. But that's more to do with me like trying to get my account prepared for Team of the Season, so that I've got a full stack of coins. It's going to be interesting for me what's going to happen in this Team of the Season. Last year, you could get really, really high rated players. Let me actually go to... Footbin's brilliant, by the way. Footbin is like... It's still got the FIFA 16 stuff there. For example, ENQUIRIES last year, a 91 rated Team of the Season was 48,000 coins, at the end. Let's go for the BBVA Team of the Season in general. You can't get that. So I can't remember the the Team of the Season cards. Let me go FIFA 16 Team of the Season. Let's try and get like a... Let's go for someone like Eden Hazard. And see what his Team of the Season was last year, because I think wasn't that one quite expensive. I believe it was quite expensive. So his Team of the Season card, that's an inform. That's an... Oh, he didn't have a Team of the Season card. Anyways, his 92 rated left mid European Team of the Tournament card was 480. Well, right, like 31 weeks ago when it last updated, it was 400,000. Right, I've got a Team of the Week, Team of the Season here. Let's go and get a relatively high rated player. Let's go and have a look at Mahrez. 93 rated Mahrez last year. 93 pace, 92 shooting, 92 passing, and 94 dribbling, accompanied with 80 physical. So Riyad Mahrez, 230,000 coins. That's incredibly cheap. If the similar sort of prices come in this year. Obviously this year there are a lot more coins in the game, which means player prices are typically a lot higher. But yeah, but off the back of that, I'm very intrigued to see what the Team of the Season price is going to be like, because if the Team of the Season cards are packed a lot, we might end up getting a lot of absolute bargains again this year. But if the game kind of dictates to the point where Team of the Season cards are relatively rare for whatever reason, for example, if Foot Champions doesn't give us Team of the Season reward packs and still gives us Team of the Week reward packs, Team of the Season cards are going to be very rare. There's going to be a lot of coins in the game because of the way the year's gone, which means it's going to be very expensive to pick up the meta Team of the Season players. So I'm very intrigued to see how the market reacts this Team of the Season, and so to be prepared, I want to make sure I've got as many coins as possible in the bank when it starts, and I want to make sure I've got as many packs saved in the bank for when it starts, so that I can hopefully pack some. Sab Plays says, hey Nep, what's your top 5 favourite players in FIFA 17? Keep up the good work. Off the top of my head, and this would probably change in a half an hour if I had a bit more time in depth to think about it, and in another 24 hours, if you ask me again, it'll probably change. Off the top of my head, right now, my favourite 5 players would be the Player of the Month Heung-min Son, the Player of the Month Eden Hazard, the SBC Luis Suarez, the Premium SBC Fernando Torres. All 4 of those players have just been phenomenal to me and for me. And the Player of the Month is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I would say that those are probably my favourite 5 players so far this year. The reason why I then wouldn't say someone like SBC Lacazette or the Red Nainggolan, who I've thoroughly enjoyed, is just because I've played far more games with the other players, and I know that I've enjoyed them over a long period of time. But as I say, the opinion would potentially change in a half an hour, and I've probably missed out someone that's like, how did you not say such and such player? You said you loved him. Yep, I've said I loved a lot of players. I do enjoy a lot of players. The biggest problem with this game that usually doesn't start until Team of the Season, but started way earlier this year because of SBCs and Man of the Match cards and Team of the Tournament cards and Foot Birthday cards and so on and so forth, is that there are too many players to pick from. I hate the fact that I can't use all of my players all of the time. I want to get 1,000 games and 1,000 goals on everybody, and there's just not enough time in the day to do so. So yeah, that's the situation. So Tom DeBlink says, what's up, Nep? I have a suggestion for a fun team you could buy upgraded one to watch Sansone from Villarreal. The team would be this, and then he's linked to team. Although I'm not really interested in like looking at teams, I've always got in my mind teams that I want to use. I picked this comment because I thought it was interesting that I had the one to watch Sansone from. I packed him in an upgrade pack, like in one of the early weeks in FIFA, well, the first week in FIFA, I guess. And for weeks and months, he didn't get an upgrade at all. And then the moment I traded him in for another ones to watch card during the most recent ones to watch squad builder things, squad builder challenges, like 3 weeks later he got an upgrade. And I'm just like, God damn it, man. Not that I would have used him, and not that I'm unhappy with who I got instead, because I've got the ones to watch Draxler instead of him. But I just thought that was quite funny. Pikey Lad says, Nep, why do you use Inform Perisic and not SBC Insigne that you have? I looked at SBC Insigne's in-game stats, and I tell you, the first thing that I didn't like, dude, was his height. The same reason why I haven't used Giovinco as much as I might have done. The same reason why I'm not really that interested in looking at getting Dries Mertens. And one of the same reasons why I don't particularly use Messi too much as I enjoy these players and think they're good. I don't like his height and his strength. It just looks like he will just get bullied very, very easily off the ball. So I went and got Perisic, who obviously has 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. He's nice and tall. He's got really good work rates. He's got really good physical stats. Interestingly, you'll see a lot of these final games, a lot of my final 14 games, I didn't use the Calcio A team. I was having much success with the Premier League team that I thought, what, you know, in a weekend league where I started off 12 wins and 2 losses from first 14 games. From the next 12 games, I won 6 and lost 6, and that was me alternating squads. When I started back again on my final 14 games, I was having so much success with the Premier League team that I thought, you know what, if I'm going to actually turn a great weekend that turned into a horrendous weekend back into a great weekend, I've got to keep just using what works. And so I kept using the BPL team, and it was very effective. And interestingly, the first 14 games I won 12 and lost 2, and the last 14 games I won 12 and lost 2. So I was 24 and 4 out of a 28 game period. And then out of the other 12 games, I won 6 and lost 6. Even if I could have turned that into 9 or 10 wins and just 2 or 3 losses, I would have ended up with like 33 or 34 wins this weekend. But no, I managed to screw up. And do you know when it went wrong? When I bought Sadio Mane. I got rid of Sterling at 12 and 2. Bought Mane, went 6 and 6. Sold Mane, went 12 and 2. I don't know what it is about that card. Everyone that uses him against me destroys me. When I throw him into my team, I fall apart. I don't understand it. I might buy him back and just use him as a sub. So we get Yotam Raviv says, hey Nep, earlier this year I packed Inform Dybala, and mainly because of that I have about 1.2 million coins and 2 pretty effective teams. Do you think I should upgrade my teams or save the coins for team of the season? I hope you'd answer it. Keep up the great work. Much love from Israel. Yeah, save it, dude. Definitely save it. You know, especially if you've got effective teams, and a lot of people that have done a lot of SBCs or have a lot of untradeable cards in general, I advise you the same thing. For the next, because the team of the season is coming soon, boys, right? The most consistent stuff has been announced on the forums. The most consistent voting closes on the 24th of April, so in 6 days' time. You would then argue that you give them a week or 2 to get it all prepared and ready. And based on last season, team of the season will be on Friday to Friday now instead of Wednesdays. So I would argue that team of the season will probably begin Friday the 5th of May or Friday the 12th of May. So you're looking at 3 to 4 weeks maximum before team of the season is here. So with 3 to 4 weeks maximum, play with whatever teams that you've got that are your best teams that are untradeable or players that you just don't want to get rid of. Try and clean your club out completely with everything else. This might cause, like, because everyone is doing this, the market is steadily dipping right now. But you want to have, like I said for you guys, I want to have as many coins as many packs saved for team of the season as possible, just because I don't know what's happening with the market. Last thing I want to do is be like, oh no, let's just keep our money invested in players, and then all of a sudden, you know, it all goes massively wrong, and and I end up with not being able to buy any Team of the Season players, or missing out on buying a couple of elite Team of the Season players because I wasn't wise with my coins. So I personally, dude, would say, yeah, sell up, save your coins, save your packs, and have a great Team of the Season. Harry Simmons says, hey Nep, with the success of FUT Champs and SBCs this year, do you think FIFA 18 EA need to add another game mode, or just carry on improving and making the current game modes better? Interested to hear your thoughts. Keep up the good work. Love the series. Well, thank you for the comment, dude, and thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. I don't see why not both. If I had to just pick one, if I had to pick another game mode or improving the current game modes, I would say improving the current game modes. There's so much EA can do with what's already in the game to make the game a million times better. Updating division rewards, changing the way the draft works so that you can get SBC cards in the draft and that you get better rewards in the draft would be an important feature for me. Changing the division rewards would be good. Bringing back tournaments so that it's not just daily knockouts that are available would be quite important to me. Changing the way FUT Champs is done would be very important to me. So yeah, I would say first and foremost, I would think the most important thing is just improving the current systems and making them better before thinking about introducing an entirely new thing to the game. Next up, we've got I'll use this one as the last one. Harry O'Farrell says, I would be interested to know how you think EA calculate pace on FIFA. For the first 2 months of this season, Sunderland player Leiden Gooch was the second fastest player in the Premier League, reaching 35.19 kilometers per hour. On his card, he has 77 pace with 78 acceleration and 76 sprint speed. Compare that to Bellerin, who is the 13th fastest, reaching 34.7 kilometers an hour. Yeah, he has 95 pace with 96 acceleration and 94 sprint speed. I find this very interesting. We'd love to hear your opinion. Love the videos. Keep up the good work. Yeah, and it's been pulled out a lot that there are a lot of players like Jeremy Matthew supposedly is the fastest player in Barcelona's club. But what the situation is so, and I don't know for sure how they calculate it, but off of a kind of an educated guess, my educated guess would be the fact that those stats that you get are their top speed, but pace is not about top speed, it's about speed over distance or over time. So they might calculate pace over 100 meters instead of top speed, or 10 meters or 20 meters instead of top speed, or they might calculate pace over a 3-second burst or a 5-second burst. Alternatively, they might have a formula where to keep the game balanced, if a defender might complete pace in such and such time, and then get it scaled down, or specifically centre-backs, not necessarily defenders, because the full-backs are typically quite fast, and the same for centre midfielders, because when you see players like Toni Kroos and Cesc Fabregas, and even players like like Olivier Giroud and like Costa and stuff, those dudes are rapid, and EA just demolished their pace stats, and I don't have an answer for why. So yeah, my guess is that there would be a formula somewhere that scales the pace of certain positions to keep the game balanced. That would be my opinion. But anyway, guys, this is going to be the end of the gameplay. Let's get into the lives. Okay, guys, so after 40 games, we finished with 30 wins. I am both very, very happy and very, very unhappy with that result. Just a breakdown at the end of the video here. First of all, it's probably a really long video. I think I've got 14 games worth of gameplay in today's video, so enjoy a long episode. Yeah, I started off 12-2 and was loving life. I finished the first 20 games 15-5 and was kind of like, little mini collapse, let's hope we could push through it. I was then 15-7. And then from 15-7, I managed to get to 28-8. So I won 13 of 14 games after that. And with 4 games left, I ended up winning 2 and losing 2. The reason why I'm very happy because there was genuinely a stage when I was 15 wins and 8 losses, or 15 wins and 7 losses, one of the two. I was sat there thinking, my God, I don't even know if I'm going to get Gold 1 right now. And I need to get like 27 to 28 wins to get Elite for the month. I need to make sure that our Elite monthly is solid. So there was a point in time where I was like, this is going to be a horrendous weekend. And I was reading something on Reddit, and the thread on Reddit was it's just sound advice that I offer all the time and I never heed myself. There was a thread talking about weekend league, whether or not it's a chore, how people handle the stress. And one guy said that he got to a point where he was getting so angry that he started just taking the games as they come and didn't think about where he needed to or wanted to finish, but literally just took the games one game at a time. So I thought, hey, let me just go into every game and do my best on a game-to-game basis and not carry the nonsense of the previous game, no matter win or lose, basically, through to the next round or to the next game. So what I started doing was literally playing a game and giving myself a 5 to 10 minute break between every game, no matter what. There was a couple of games where I went 2-0 up with inside 10 minutes, the guy rage quit, I still gave it 10 minutes. I put my console, put my controller down, browsed Imgur, browsed Reddit, browsed Twitter, checked a few things on YouTube, like played a few app games for 10 minutes, went and spent some time with the family. Like, I really, really spaced out my last 14 games. And I won, what was I won 12 of 14. And the 2 that I lost were the second to last game and the fourth to last game. One of them I lost to a guy who went 2-0 up quite early with a couple of counters and then just passed it around the back. And those are games that I get frustrated to lose those, because it bugs me that EA don't offer an alternative to people passing around the back on ultra defensive. It's just very frustrating to have to deal with a player that plays like that. However, he won the game. And then the guy that beat me in the second to last game, he was just a good player. I'd say that we both probably finished on around the same sort of wins each week. He was very, very good, competent on the ball, knew how to play the game, understood the game mechanics, and I've got no qualms the fact that he beat me. He played a solid game and he deserved his win. Those 2 losses aside, there was a lot of... I lost 3 penalty shootouts this weekend. I lost definitely at least 2 or 3 games where I came out of that thinking, my God, man, I should have done better. I should have done better. So, we made progress. Last weekend we got 29 wins. This week we got 30 wins. And I felt like I actually played really good FIFA in all games this week. As I said earlier on in yesterday or the day before's video, I got really unlucky in a lot of those losses on the Saturday. A lot of like 1-goal losses to silly errors here or there where I wasn't able to then get back into the game. And that's my fault. That's something hopefully I can rectify in the coming weeks. So in terms of the week, it's obviously good to get to Elite again. We get that 3 Inform pack, which we will open, and the 100k pack that will now also get stored with the other 100k packs that we're stacking up for Team of the Season. But what this means for monthly now is that we already have 59 wins, which is very good in heading to the 20 reds that we can get from Elite 1. So we would need 112 wins. If I got the exact same results in the next 2 weeks, I would finish with 118 wins, so I get 6 wins grace, basically. I can win only 53 of the next 80 games and still get Elite 1, which would be 26 and 27. So I can finish middle of Gold 1 for the next 2 weeks and still get Elite 1. Obviously, hopefully next week I could finish again on 30 or more wins and basically put myself in a position where I only need like 20 wins to guarantee Elite 1 for the month. That will kind of be the aim. Whether or not I get there, I don't know. Now, for a lot of the last few games of, I think I've played 12 games with the BPL squad in the last 14 games, and I did that because I was just enjoying it thoroughly. I'm probably going to sell this Dybala. I know I packed him, and he's done good for us, 15 games, 17 goals, 2 assists. But let's have a look. Probably now is the worst time to sell him as well. So he's down 760 there. I might wait until... like Tuesday or Wednesday when he's out of packs. It's like, but 700,000 coins I could get for him still, which is amazing. The reason why I might sell him is because I'm probably going to go... I really, really enjoyed using Torres, Suarez as subs and Nainggolan in the last few games. It's brutalised Torres' goal-to-game ratio for me. For up until like 75 games, he actually had more goals than games. Of course, coming on as a sub quite a lot, that crucifies him. But I like what I get out of these 3 as subs. They allow me to play any formation at any point. What I want to do is build another BPL team because I've got a lot available and I love this team. I tell you dudes, Lukaku is amazing. 113 games, 70 goals, 34 assists. Bearing in mind again that he came on and came off a lot as a sub in a lot of the early games. And in fact, when I was playing with the fun team, he was playing at centre midfield for quite a lot of that. I would say I might go back and see if I can give a watch of all 40 games and try and count how many goals he scored, because I reckon within the 40 games I think he would have got somewhere around 50 goals. in the last 40 games. So yeah, very, very happy with Lukaku, and very happy with this team in general. You would have noticed as well, you wouldn't have noticed me selling him and buying him. I talked about it in the last video that I ended up cancelling. Like, I didn't do the outro of the last video because I was just complaining too much. I was 15-5, and then I bought Mane, and then I was 18-8, and then I sold Mane, and then I'm 30-10. For some reason, I played better with Sterling in the team than with Mane in the team. I don't know what it was that made it happen or whys. Yeah, that just made me play a bit better. So what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna next video will be me building 2 new squads again, 2 BPL squads on this occasion. I'm very tempted to go and get a Paul Pogba-esque style player. Instead of Dele Alli or instead of Roberto Firmino, I might go and invest some money in Paul Pogba. I do think his price will come down as we get nearer and nearer to Team of the Season. But I want to play, you know, I want to play with the best players, and we've got so many funds available. I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll do it in the next episode, but I'm probably going to sell in the next episode all the sellables that I've got. Like, if we look at the club, I've got obviously an abundance of investments, but I've also got some players that I bought and didn't really play much with. We can get 750k for Dybala. I might wait and see if we can get 800k for him. I might just sell him for like 720, 730, just to get those coins in the bag. We're going to get about 140k for Salah. We're going to get about 75k for Perisic. Gaetan, I will eventually sell. Eventually, even if I can get my money back for him. Then Dendoncker I'm going to keep, because I think he'll be, look at that, 13k for an 84 rated special card. I think someone like Dendoncker will be worth something when EA do SBCs in the future. I'm going to sell the Abate, another 100k there. Did I pack this or buy this? So I bought this DeMarcos fresh for 40k. What's he going for now? I bet he's way lower, isn't he? No, he's not. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Nice little investment on that Oscar DeMarcos. Looks like it's about 45k, and I've got a fresh one. I've got all these players here, dudes, that I can sell, I can get rid of. And I will do over time. Now's the time that when someone's worth something for me, I'm just going to get rid of them. This Agbonlahor, I think I bought him on like 2 times. One time, played 1 game with him. Just completely abused his value. And then we've got a lot of these sort of players that I might keep, I might sell, haven't really decided yet. Like, they could be worth something for SBCs in the future. It would be a shame to sell them now. And then, of course, on the trade pile, we've got a lot of stuff on the trade pile. You're probably thinking, where did a lot of my coins go? Well, I bought Sadio Mane. Obviously, we've got these Felipe Luis cards as well. I got 3 of those that I bought for 100k. Tell me, is 100? Oh, it's still. I can still get my money back and some profit after tax, but not much. I think his price will still go up. But I've got a lot of stuff available to sell. I bought Sané's for 63k each. I think he's down at like 55k now because the Premier League weekend is over. I've been tracking his price for some weeks as well, and he scored, and I listed him, and I thought I'd get some sales on him, but no one bought my cards, which is sad. So for his next game, I'll probably just sell him to get the money back for him, or maybe I'll wait. You know, he might get an inform. He got a goal in the Man City game, 3-0 win. Because of the way EA love to boost the ones to watch, that might be enough to get him in Team of the Week. And if he does get into Team of the Week, he will go to 110,000 coins insta-bin straight away. So I'd sell him then and make some profit. But I've got probably about 2 million coins worth of sellable items in the club and 400,000 coins in the bank. So that'll give us 2.5 million coins going into Team of the Season at least. Less the fact that we're going to get 70,000 more coins from finishing where we finished. We've got a few 100k packs already in the club. 2 jumbo rare player packs there. 1 more to come from this week. We're doing alright, guys. We're doing alright. We are stacking up for Team of the Season. But this is going to be the end of the video. I'll show you guys the player stats, I suppose. The player stats, they're so skewed, man. Just because so many people have come in and out of the team for so long. For example, Raheem Sterling, his stats don't look all that good. 271 goals and 155 assists in 557 games. But he played about 250 games for me straight without getting subbed off. Then I packed that Walcott, and then Walcott was the man that I played the games for, and Sterling was used as a sub. And then Sterling just disappeared, didn't even make it into my teams or on my bench for a couple of months. And now he's back again in my main team. How crazy is that? That he's made it all the way back into the main team. And we've got Elite. Like, look at the team we've got Elite with. This is a team that all of the players have got considerable games. Obviously, I've got a lot less games on De Gea because I sold him and then bought him back. Over 600 on Bellerin, already 74 games on this Ogbonna, 300 plus on Reed, and we packed his inform as well, which also had 300 plus on after I got the red card I sold. So we've actually got over 600 games on the inform Reed, nearly 300, well, over 350 games with Alonso, 12 goals for Alonso as well. That's amazing. How many's Bellerin got? 8. Alonso's just a more clinical scorer. Over 300 games with Firmino, nearly 300 games with Dele Alli, nearly 600 games with Chan, over 550 for Sterling, obviously over 1,000 for Eden Hazard, and already 113 for Lukaku. I want to create this team again, but with Martial, Walcott, Ibrahimovic, and then in midfield, I want to put in Fernandinho, and maybe Harry Kane and maybe Costa back in the midfield and see what we can do like that and basically build a second BPL team, because I've got so many players that what I'd rather do is build 2 BPL teams, have a solid bench and see what we could do next week and see if we can push on to 32 or more wins. But anyway guys, this is going to be a bumper episode today. It's probably going to be about 40 minutes long, maybe longer, who knows. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and I'll see you next time. I'm out. Peace.